So I was thinking I wanted to try my hand at building a dollar store back pocket blowout kit, like a slick kit that goes in your back pocket. You carry it with you in case you needed it. You break it out, you use it. But I wanted to see what it would cost to do that. So I went to the dollar store and went through a couple of aisles and tried to figure some stuff out. So what I have here is what I came up with, and there's all of this stuff right here was $54. So what I bought two dog collars. These were a little more than $6 a piece. I got the receipt right here. I bought some other stuff as well, but I counted all this up, and this should be more than enough to make two back pocket blowout kits. So you could say, about $57. $27 a piece would be what these kits end up costing me. One for me and one for my wife. So two dog collars, large dog collars from the dollar store. I'll show you what these are for in a little while. A box of Ziplocs, quart bags, quart freezer bags. The freezer is a little bit heavy duty, and the quart is just about the right size to put in a back pocket if you fold this over. So with that, I bought some duct tape, some Terex. I think this was like $6-7. I bought these Band-Aids. They come in this resealable pack. These are $1. All right, a couple of alcohol pads in there. Pack of 10 vinyl gloves. Let's see what they cost. $2.95. 10-pack of gauze pads. I think they're gonna end up being pretty thick. So 10-pack of those are 3x3, and the cost of those were $3.25. 2 rolls of cloth tape. I like the cloth tape. I think it holds up better. And the cloth tape was $2.80. I bought one box of rolled bandage. 2 rolls in there. These are pretty big, so it's like a trauma dressing, right? So I bought this box of 2 of those. Let's see what they cost. They were $5.25. And this wound care kit. This wound care kit. Let's see, somewhere on here it'll tell me. Okay, here we go. Comes with 8 4x4 gauze pads, 4 2x2s, 4 3" by 4" non-stick pads with adhesive tape, and 4 non-stick pads with an adhesive tape 2" by 3", and rolled gauze 4x2.5, 4 of them, 1 roll of paper tape. So it's just a box of gauze, different types of gauze. So these here, I think, were $4 or so. These are elastic that you sew on different garments to make it stretch out and grab around whatever part of your body or something like that. So my thought is this: one of these per pair of gloves per pack, one of these trauma bandages per pack, a couple of these, different stuff out of that kit, one of these rolls, or maybe just one roll broken down and folded into a flat like this. May work. That's probably what I'm going to do. I'm going to put probably about 10 feet of duct tape on a cord and put in there. I'm also going to use the duct tape to help me seal. I'm going to build the kit in one of these, fold it over, put it inside of another one, fold it at the width it'll fit in your back pocket, something like this. Put this one inside of a second one and then seal it. Use this tape to seal that. And if this becomes too flimsy, or I decide this is too flimsy even doubled up, I will just use this tape to make a duct tape package over this here. So that's the thoughts on that. Also putting so you can use any card. So here I have just a business card that somebody gave me at some point. It's about the right width. It's a little wider than this roll of duct tape. I'm going to unroll about 10 foot of that up and roll it around this. And then I'm going to just add that to the blowout kit, right? What that does is it gives me a way to stop a sucking chest wound. I can improvise a chest seal out of this duct tape, no doubt about it. These here, use them like a soft tourniquet. Put one of these in one, maybe this one in the other one. Now you got some sort of soft tourniquet. Might help slow down some blood flow. And with these dog collars, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bust the buckles off of here and use this as a pull cord and use it as an improvised tourniquet. And I'll show you how that works. If nothing else, it will help slow down some bleeding on an extremity, right? So essentially what I'm going to have here is about $27 worth of 2 slick kits, and it's about $27. That's what it is. Maybe, yeah, that's about what it is. So I'm going to break all this out, and then I'm going to start putting one together and bring y'all along for the ride. So I'm going to take out a couple of these because I'm going to use 2 per kit. I'm going to use one of these per kit. Let's see, gloves, vinyl gloves, so I'll pull a pair of these out, and that'll be for this kit here. Put the rest of these back in this bag. Put them to the side. So that one of these goes in this kit. Probably just going to utilize one of these. Let's see what we got here. I'm going to use one of these and this one, the 2 thickest ones. These little ones, I mean, you could use this in 2 more slick kits. I just don't know, it's more like a shoestring, so it's a lot thinner. Let's see what these look like. So 10 3x3 gauze. So we'll take a couple of these per package. There's 10 of them here. You can probably put more. You can probably build more than one out of these. So maybe I'll do 3 per blowout kit. One of these. Let's see what's in this box. No way you're gonna use all of this wound care kit, but check it out. What do we have? We have a roll of paper tape, 4 packages of, I think these are 4-inch roll gauze. So we'll probably use maybe 1 or 2, depends on how it fits in the kit, in each. Then we have 4x4 golf pads. I would say maybe a couple per package, say 3 per package here. And that leaves 2 left over. I'll take 3 of these and put it with this up here. And then we're done. And then we have non-stick adhesive with adhesive tabs. These are absorbent pads, just a different set of gauze. There's 4 of them in here, 3x4 inch. I'm gonna drop 2 in each kit. Then we have a little bit smaller of the same deal. Depends on how bad your wound is. I mean, if these are even applicable, really you just want the bigger gauze pads to absorb more blood, right? These are kind of just getting to the point where they're non-useful anymore. But you have trauma bandage, 1 or 2 of these gauze pads plus all of these. I mean, are these necessary? Probably not. I'm gonna go ahead and say I'm gonna put 1 in each kit. So smaller gauze and the smaller adhesive, self-sticking, gauze pads. So with that, what I'll do is first, y'all figuring this out with me. So this stuff may not all fit in this package the way I want it to. So I may reduce some things to make it fit in the back pocket, right? I don't want it to be too thick. So I'm gonna try to make this work for me, and I'm gonna try to make some of these gauze pads work for me. I think you got this, and then this is kind of a different type, and then for gauze pads you've got these 4-inch pads, 3-inch pads, and then 2-inch pads. So this is essentially what's going to help you control bleeding, along with a soft tourniquet, an improvised soft tourniquet, and an improvised tourniquet. So for this thing, I'm gonna show you how I'm gonna attempt to do this. Cut this off here. So if you unbuckle this, you end up with, this adjustable dog collar, right? But what I'm thinking is, I'm gonna use this adjustable buckle. The wider this is, the better, but this is about 3/4 or 1 inch, maybe 7/8. But you take this buckle off, and then you take this buckle off, and you leave this pull tab. And if you had this on you, you grab this pull tab and all them buckles were gone, you can see the buckles in the way right here. Let me move it just to demonstrate. If the buckle wasn't there, you could get some kind of bind on an extremity, and if you got it to where even a little bit looser, got it to where you could fold this over and then hold pressure, that would, see the veins down here compared to there, that would stop some bleeding, but you have to hold it. So improvised tourniquet, Cat 7 tourniquets are almost $40 a piece. This dog collar from the dollar store is a little more than $6. So I'm gonna try to break this buckle off. There we go, one down. This one might be a little harder. There we go. I'm gonna get this off of here. And there you go. Essentially you have a, better than nothing. Let me do it further up here. A better than nothing tourniquet. Choke it down, get this to flip. That's gonna be your lockdown, and then you're pretty locked off right there. That would work, but you have to hold it. So, would work on the arm. Don't know if this would work on the leg. You may be able to find a larger one that's maybe a Walmart or something that would work on a leg. But as opened up as I can get this is right here. So most thighs are gonna be bigger than this. If you had something maybe right above the knee, you might could get that on. Too much further up than that, you're gonna be, this isn't gonna work for you anymore. But I'm gonna stage this one at about this. And then I'm gonna bend it over a little bit. Maybe I'll go a little less. I want it to fit. Let me clean up my mess for 1 second. So here's the Ziploc. I want it to fit in here in a certain way, right? Probably something about like this is what I'm gonna do. And if you need to adjust it to make it a little smaller to fit a little better, you want it to be about like that, right? Let's see, well, let's go with some gauze here. We'll go with the biggest gauze first. So you want this to be able to fit in your back pocket, right? So if you put this gauze in here, essentially you're wanting it to be about 4, maybe 5 inches wide, and about, this Ziploc is 7 inches from here to here. So you want it to fold over about like this, about the size of a single individual wrapped 4x4 gauze pad, about like that. You want that to be able to fit into your back pocket. So that's what I'm going for. So I'm probably gonna ditch one of these, and I'm gonna try to utilize these two as a base to stack everything else on top of. So I'll put one off to one side and all the way to the bottom, and I'll put the other one to the other side and go all the way to the bottom. Take up all the room, because that's gonna be, nothing is gonna come further this way. You're gonna make this fold right here, and essentially that is your back pocket kit. So let's see, what else do I want in here? I'm gonna go for a couple of 3x3s, and I'm gonna do the same thing. So some of these, like this one, you stick it up against there at a 3x3. This is almost 1 inch, this tourniquet. And then you have the same fold point. So there we go. So 2 4x4, 2 3x3. And let's see, I'm gonna do 1 non-stick pad that size and one that size. And then I may also put these 2x2 pads in there. Let's see how it plays out. So it looks like this non-stick pad would fit good stacked here. And this pad will also fit good there. And I'm gonna put, my thickness is a little high in the middle. So I believe what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put these two off to one side and overlap them, which is fine. Off to one side, like so. And I'm gonna take this soft tourniquet. So let me see if I can pull this out of here. All this is an elastic band that if you had an area like the leg that you couldn't get this on, you could probably tie this tight as a mug and just help stop blood flow. Will it stop it? No, but it might help slow it down until you can get to something, a bigger kit. Maybe your truck has a first aid kit and you're working on your property out of your truck, maybe with a chainsaw or whatever. You can get to a bigger kit that would help you save your life, right? I'm going for cheap, I'm going for effective, I'm going for, average guy price, and I'm also going for a little bit of improvised stuff. I want it to be able to be cheap, not be what it's supposed to be, and still work, right? So I have gloves, I have this tape left. All this is out of the question for now. And I have a cord and I have duct tape. So let's see how much of this I can get into here. So first off, this here. The way that I'm gonna do this is I'm gonna pull a piece of this off. And I'm gonna see about what size suits me. And I'm gonna just make it flat. So maybe I wanna make a crease. Maybe I wanna put it now. Let's see, I'm gonna do about this big. I'm gonna get it started. I'm gonna just double it back onto itself. And just try to give me essentially that. And then I'll take it out and fold it. After the first couple of folds, this should get easier. I'm gonna fold it, try to match it exact, going side to side. That way you don't get no stickiness on the edge. And then just keep folding this. It's already stuck to itself, so essentially all you're doing is just sticking it to itself again. Pull some more off and do this until you maybe got a quarter or a half of that roll, or whatever you think is decent. Imagine those gauze having to be used to stop gunshot wound from bleeding. You would need this tape to secure them to the body. So you don't want to not put enough, but you also don't want to put too much. This is not a how-to video either. This is just something that I wanted to do that I figured I would share. I know it's not perfect. I know everything is not what it's supposed to be. I know that that's not a tourniquet. I know I'm probably missing something. I know that duct tape is not the perfect chest seal. This is what I'm doing. So, there's that. See, the more I get on here, the easier it is to fold. Don't gotta be perfect. See here, I'm getting a little off. It doesn't bother me. See if anything is sticky. No, nothing's sticky on the edges, so should be fine. I'm gonna shoot for about half of this roll, and the way that I'm gonna judge that is off of this other roll. So a little bit further to get to half. I'm doing half because I'm making 2 of these kits, right? So you do what you like. But I looked at a couple of these back pocket kits online, and these things can range from $100 to $150, something like that. This is $27. I'm gonna try to make it to where I can open it and close it to utilize it, and it not be a one-time deal. You can open it and restock it if you use something out of it. So I'm gonna stop right there, and I'm gonna call that half. And this is what I've got. This much cloth tape that can slide in here somewhere. And I'm gonna choose to slide mine right there. All right, now gloves. Well, not yet. I want to do this first. So here we go. Same thing as we just did. I wouldn't cheap out on your duct tape either. This is T-Rex. It's made in the USA. So sell it at the dollar store, sell it at Walmart, probably all kind of other places as well. I'll stretch out some of this tape, and I'll try to line this up on this cord. So the cord only just makes it easier to do what we just did with that, with the duct tape. Helps it fold better. So I'm gonna pull some of this out. And then I'm gonna just flip the cord. Boom. And duct tape is super universal, man. You can do so many things with this. Including live fires. I'm gonna try to get about 10 foot of this roll onto this card to put in my kit. I feel like that would be more than enough. You can use for multiple different reasons. The number one reason I'm putting it in here is for a sucking chest wound, where I will try to make an improvised chest seal with this duct tape. Remember that with this kit, these gauze are going to take up a lot of height in this bag, and you're trying to minimize the height of everything else to try to put some of these bigger gauze in there. gonna stop it there. I'm gonna make a pull tab. I'm gonna fold that over. Now, you have a way to get at this. Yeah, because I don't know if you ever tried to get at duct tape like this. But you end up doing all this stuff here to get to it. Whereas if you just took and make a pull tab, store that, get at it, go with it. So there's that. I'm gonna put that in about the same spot, I think. Or I might adjust this. Put this in first. There we go. Just play with it, Phil. Figure out how to make it as slick as you want it. Now the hard part is getting these gauze in there. Because this is already, if you fold this over, you've already got a pretty thick back pocket kit right here. But man, I don't feel comfortable with the amount of gauze that are in this bag. Like I need more than this to make me happy. But for demonstrational purposes, you want something that you can take about like that, put in that back pocket, and not have to worry about it too much. Now, one Ziploc bag is not going to be strong enough to withstand the day-to-day pocket life of, I know for sure not for me. I'm going to tear this thing up. So I'm going to use the duct tape to help me make it stronger. Kind of want the gloves somewhere where you can get at them pretty quick in case you're dealing with somebody that's not yourself that had a trauma and you want to protect yourself from their blood, which you should be trying to do. This is a bunch of Band-Aids. Let's see what's in here. Alcohol swabs, made in China. 3 fabric bandages of a certain size. 3 fabric bandages of a different size. 3 spot bandages, 1-inch diameter, 3 plastic bandages, and 1 waterproof sterile bandage. So try to get those to spread out in that package best you can. You know, this one they feel all bunched together, so I'm gonna just move them around till they get thin, right? And then I'm gonna fold this over. I'm gonna add those to the package. Everything that we put in here gets it thicker and thicker. So there we go. Now back here on top of this, there might be some room to put one of these. And these are 4x4. Man, I think if I had some 3x3, they would fit really good like this down in the bottom there. I don't. This is what came in that kit, 4x4. This here is just huge. Alright, but this is a lot of absorbent capability here. I don't know how thin I can get this, but I'm gonna try. I think I'm gonna just put one of these in the bottom. See how that goes. One of these in the bottom. Now we're getting a little too thick. Might have to leave these out. Let's see. One of those in the bottom, right in the middle, which drives me a little insane. I wish I had 2 3-inch gauze and I would just put them all the way out to here to make everything nice. But this is what I got because this is what I bought at the dollar store. So that, I'm gonna go ahead and let me try this. Put this in here, which is way too thick. I should probably honestly take these out. Are they sterile? I don't think these are sterile gauze. Sterile and unopened, undamaged packaging. Well, they say that, right? But I can take this thing, you see how big it is here, and then push the air out of it, which means something in this packaging isn't what it should be, and these gauze are really no longer sterile. I mean, I didn't bust that packaging. That's how it came. So what about the other one? Both of them with very little pressure, push air. If it's pushing air, then it's probably not sterile anymore. So I probably should take this out and try to figure out a way to make new packaging with about half of these gauze, because it's going to be too thick. It's just going to be outrageous. Let me try. Maybe try to shove these down in here. This is pretty unstacked. Let me adjust it into there. I think I'm to represent that this is a first aid kit. I think I'm just gonna take this, flip it over, on the very bottom, insert this Band-Aid set in here. Now the problem with this is you no longer have a slick kit. This is pretty big right here. Try to just shake everything down to the bottom, but that's essentially everything I want to put in there. So now the thought would be push it down as much as I can, lock this up, push this down as much as I can, squeeze the air out of it as much as possible, and then try to seal this thing so that we're sealed. So that's pretty sealed. Do I trust this? No. I think I would break this in a couple of days. But this is now at the point where I don't think it's really a back pocket deal. Could it go in your back pocket? Yeah, it's gonna bother the bejesus out of you. I do believe. So in my opinion, this is more of a cargo pants kit. It would definitely go into your back pocket. Barely. And this is not day-to-day blue jeans, but you definitely know it's there. So, some people carry big, thick wallets. Might not bother some people, but it's probably gonna bother me. But it'll be fine. So this is my wallet. This is this. So maybe like double my wallet here. Right? Probably still could force a little more air out of here just to squeeze that big set of gauze down. Just try to smash everything as much as humanly possible out of that. Maybe adjust some stuff inside of it. Just make it a little bit smaller. Then I'm gonna take this one. I'm not gonna mess with it. I'm gonna try to fit it exactly into a second one in that exact same way. So this may or may not work. And this is just to give me a double layer of protection. That's all that's for. Right? To protect it from sweat, water. You might be out working, sweating on your property, and it start raining, and you have first aid kits in your back pocket. Last thing you want to happen is all those gauze will be soaking wet. Now your kit's no longer viable. So the plastic is important. Now I have a double layer of that plastic there, and what I'm going to do is same deal, squeeze what I can out of it, get it all flat as I can get it again, and then I'm going to seal it. And I wouldn't cheap out on the Ziplocs, you know, I would buy Ziploc brand. You don't want one that's got the little zipper on there on the top. Some of them got that little zipper on there here. Wouldn't go for that. But what I'm gonna do at this point now, I'm pretty locked in. I am going to utilize more duct tape. Now what you could do is, could put just a roll across this back to seal this down, just to make sure she's watertight. You could open this, wrap the whole bag in duct tape, and then just make this a duct tape flap that you can seal off. Currently what I'm going to do, and this is, if you don't want this tab, once you go to use the duct tape, you just pull that off like that. Now you have no tab. What I'm going to do is, I'm just gonna put one piece of duct tape across this thing. And the way that I'm gonna do it is like this. I'm gonna take it and I'm gonna place it about like this onto the duct tape. I'm a little bit off, a little OCD too, but oh shit. Okay. I'm gonna fold it over pretty hard. And then I'm gonna stick it like that. And then fold the ends over. And if you tear up this outside Ziploc, you can always replace it with another one. So that's it. $27 back pocket blowout kit. Probably about squeezed down, you know, about an inch wide. You're about 7 inches long, 6 to 7 inches long, and you are about 5 inches, maybe 4.5 inches this way. So 6.5, 4.5, about an inch, and I don't know, you may be up to 1.5 inches in the middle of this thing. Sealed up, watertight, and ready to go. So with this, we made a improvised tourniquet for $6 instead of a cat tourniquet being, you know, $39. Would I rather have a cat tourniquet? Absolutely. You know, everybody doesn't have the money to spend on you know, you can buy an IFAC first aid kit, and they're up to $300. You're talking about chest seal, you're talking about an airway tool, you're talking about gauze, and you're talking about some quick clot. We don't have quick clot in here, but I mean, $27, common man, decent price, improvise, you got this for a soft tourniquet, some stretchy elastic. Man, would I want to, if this was the end all tell all, would I want to bet my life on this saving my life? No, but in the current state of things, this can get you to something, buy you some time to get to something that can save your life. Is this as good as a tourniquet? Absolutely not. That's not what I'm trying to say. I'm saying if you don't have the money to buy a kit like this pre-made, that you can go to the dollar store and spend about $57 and build 2 of these, for one for you and one for your wife, and y'all can carry these things around and utilize them. I think what I will do is, see, I've created this situation here where I don't have a tab. I'm gonna make a tab here. I'm gonna make a tab here. And in time, carrying this in your pocket, you may have to swap out the Ziploc bag on the outside and put another piece of duct tape there. But, see, I wanted to use this thing, popping it, coming across the back with it, open it all up. I made sure that when or maybe I didn't, yeah. If you put the duct tape on this other side, you'll still be able to open it because of this flap. So I probably should have put the duct tape on the other side and flapped it this way. Something to think about. Let me show you what I'm talking about. But you can still get in here. Even if it's one-time use, you just rip this thing apart at this point. See, this flap is designed where some of it is lower. One side is lower than this other, and it's designed like that so you can pull it. If you put the duct tape on the high side and your duct tape was here, you can reach in here and still open this thing like this. Even though your duct tape's on that back side, it wouldn't be sticking to this. The way I put it on is the wrong way. So let me show you. Now, I'm gonna take this, lay it on here, something like that. Now you can open it with the duct tape on it. Here's the point I was trying to make. There we go. Back pocket blowout kit. Not bad. $27. If you don't like it, don't use it. Don't go buy one. Don't go build one. Maybe you can build a better one. Maybe you find a pouch that you can afford that is waterproof on Amazon. Maybe you don't give 2 dang shits about medical at all, and you think you can always just go to the hospital. Good on you. Good for you. Like it, love it. My point is if you're looking to get into some kind of on-person medical kit that you wear in your everyday back pocket, as a back pocket blowout kit, or some people call them slick rigs, $27. Maybe you can build one better. If you do build one better, I'd like to see it. If you build anything like this, man, post in the comment section what you did, because I would like to see what your thoughts were on it and what you established out of this thought process, and what your imagination did for you. So thank you. Have a blessed day. Shalom.